Twitch that she can't help doing. Could you imagine if Hope was like, let's add that to the PowerPoint? Excuse
what
me?
year is it?
How old am I? This is how the podcast breaks up.
This is the last episode of Supergirl Radio. You want a Kryptonian? You got one.
Is it a movie about saving Argo? The answer to that one is no. It's called Witch for a Summer! Exclamation point. Where does she want to go? Ask her. Talk to her. Really commune with flat Supergirl.
Did we set the bar too high or too low?
I think we set the bar real medium.
You're doing an intensely adequate podcast.
Good.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Noyce, and you're listening to Supergirl Radio.
McGurk! I love
Not
typing.
mess with my Google Docs, Meeksy.
Supergirl Radio is going live every night of the week. How do you like it? Is becoming a human burrito a plus or a minus? I don't know. It does seem snug.
I mean, they say you are what you eat.
Kira.
I love that.
So I do a podcast called Supergirl Radio, and one of our segments is Lena Luthor, Boardroom or Ballroom. Because
She looks like a boss in this coat.
Nasty Luthor like a different Luthor? It's not just Lena being mean?
No.
Helen Slater here. So fun to know that you're hosting a podcast called Supergirl Radio.
Welcome to Supergirl Radio, your source for all things related to the CW Supergirl TV series and the character of Kara Zor-El. My name is Rebecca Johnson.
I'm Morgan Glennon.
And for this episode of the podcast, we have gathered live and wired on the Supergirl Radio Facebook page and the DC TV Podcast YouTube channel with other members of the Morgan Glennon Podcast Universe, the MGPU for short, to pit Arrowverse heroes and villains against each other in a tournament with the goal of crowning a champion. There's a lot of trash talk in the private chat, I've noticed. So
I'm ready. I'm ready to fight.
The friendships are gonna be destroyed tonight, I think.
Things are getting serious. Everyone is getting competitive. So I guess this is a good time to introduce our teams before we get into actually playing in the tournament. This is going to involve podcasters from Supergirl Radio, DC's Legends of Tomorrow podcast, and DC TV After Dark. So if you will indulge me, I made some sort of overlay video sound effects. So let's get to know Team Mermaid.
God,
All right,
this is so
fancy.
I'm impressed. I'm tired just watching the one sound effect.
we just talk on our podcast.
The water kind of crescendoed up at the end, and I wasn't expecting it.
It didn't fade out.
All right, so on Team Mermaid, we have Morgan Glennon and Kat Calamia. And I thought this would be a chance to sort of practice what we're going to be doing in the tournament. So the basic idea of the tournament is that you're going to have two characters, and you're going to have to argue which character you think would win in a fight. So the question that I want to ask Team Mermaid is, why would mermaids beat werewolves in a fight? So you're going to have to argue that before we get started. Okay,
Question.
Morgan, go.
Question.
Yes.
Question.
Go
Is this
ahead.
a
I'm
land or
excited.
sea battle? Because those are going to change our odds.
I think it's in the sea. I think werewolves,
Definitely in the sea, right?
they can swim. Mermaids can't breathe outside of water, kind of. They could like poke
poke their head up a little bit.
Kat, you're supposed to be hyping up your team, not hyping.
No, that's what I'm saying. Where we need to be in the water. So let's just.
They're really what they're doing is highlighting their limitations. Like we actually have to fight in their habitat for there even to be a chance. Can I curse here? A bleeping chance.
Look, there's magic involved. I don't know if anyone has seen the show H2O Just Add Water, but they can get legs from that show. They have magic.
Or
only in Australia.
They can give their voice to an old sea witch, and they can get out, and they can bring their fork from down under, and they can start poking.
Oh, you like a trident?
Yeah, it's like a very small trident.
They all have a trident.
Got it.
It's a thingamabob, and they've got 20. Are you ready for that?
They can sing as well and hypnotize all werewolves. That's what I heard. There's sirens.
Wait, I'm sorry. Is that a mermaid or is that a siren? I think
they're both the same thing. They're in the family.
No, are they the same thing? I never know. So those are the arguments for mermaids.
Coming on strong.
We may have to set a set of rules that only when you're arguing for your team, and we'll go over the rules, but maybe to kind of cut out the clutter, maybe we'll just have just the team arguing. Nobody else interjects, only when your team is going.
We argue with each other.
Kat and I are going to turn on each other.
This is why we're practicing. We're warming up. Okay, so let's get to now know a team werewolf.
What?
That's it.
You just made Sarah's day.
That was haunting.
Okay, so on Team Werewolf, we have Amy and Sarah. So for your argumentation warm up, why would werewolves beat mermaids in a fight? And this is only for Sarah and Amy.
Amy, do you want me to go or do you want to go?
I mean, there's this, it's just like we're two creatures. Mermaids are only one.
Ooh,
There's basics here. But I'm pretty sure Sarah knows the intricate reasons of why werewolves are going to win.
Well, if the battle is taking place in the sea, that does somewhat level the playing field because you can A, breathe, B, swim, and you are agile. So, point taken. However, werewolves are basically like hundreds of pounds of solid muscle. And so I do really feel like, given the fact that they are also really quick and agile, they're bringing a lot of muscle to this fight. Also, we can go between human and werewolf form.
Yeah.
Right?
We're two creatures in one.
Right. Exactly. So that adds to it. We also have claws, like built, and fangs, which are like built in. We don't have to bring any forks to the fight because we already have our claws and our fangs. So like you could poke us like 75 times and we may have a slow bleed going. But all I'm saying is you're made of like flesh and scales. So if we bite or slash you one time, you're pretty much dead.
Yeah. And what are they going to do? Slap us with a flipper? Like
right.
We have 4 dangerous appendages, 5 if you include what's the mouth, and like we also have really good team powers. All we have to do is howl, and we have a whole pack fighting with us.
Yeah, it's very true. And technically, werewolves in lore, there's a lot of evidence that there's a psychic link. So we don't even need to howl, even if we're underwater and we can't howl. Amy knows if I'm getting into some trouble. I know if Amy's getting into some trouble, and we can tag team each other's opponents.
Yeah, for sure. Their echolocation does not match to our psychic powers.
Do they have echolocation? I don't think that they brought that up. You don't have to give.
I don't think we have about everything you can imagine.
Not only do we have echolocation,
arguments. Amy
it is
just
beautiful.
gave you some free arguments.
Yeah, but then you gave your voice up to a sea witch, so that echolocation doesn't.
No, that was one of us. That was just one of us.
All right, so those are the arguments for werewolves versus mermaids. If you are just coming in for the first time and you're like, why is this DC TV podcast talking about mermaids and werewolves? I think it went back. Did it go back to the first Supergirl Radio game night?
It did.
Yeah.
That's where it originated. So there's quite a bit of a debate which one is better. Check out DC TV After Dark for that continued conversation. So we decided as a group that it would be mermaids versus werewolves in the tournament tonight. All right, so now that we've gotten our warm-up out of the way, that's kind of how things are going to go for the tournament bracket. Let's get into the rules so everybody's kind of on the same page. Like the mermaid versus werewolf debate, our two teams will be making their arguments for why their champions in each round should win the battle. And after they make their cases, the vote will then go to the live chat to pick a winner. Now, this is really important. The live chat should pick the winner based on which team or competitor, because teams might be split up in the tournament. You don't know what's going to happen. But the live chat should pick the winner based on which team or competitor made the best case with their arguments. This is not who you would want to win. This is who made the best case. That's how you're picking the winner in each round. The majority will win, and I will have the final call in determining the winner of each round. If we should run into a mermaid versus mermaid or werewolf versus werewolf competition, teammates will be asked to debate each other. And so you'll each be given a character to debate. And as a group, we decided to make this a tournament more difficult. We are actually removing Supergirl, Superman, and Mon-El from the list of options, as they would just destroy all of the other competition. We thought that might be fair. So we will be deciding winners of two tournament brackets. The first bracket will decide a heroic winner, and the second bracket will decide a villainous winner. The hero and the villain will then go head-to-head in a battle to be crowned the ultimate Supergirl Radio Game Night March Madness champion. If at any time I decide that we need to speed the game up, I will call for time limits on argumentation and provide a 1-minute timed countdown. So just in case we run long, I will speed the game up. So we'll see how this goes. All right. So to begin our first tournament bracket, and I apologize to the viewers, I have a whole nice PowerPoint of the bracket that we could work off of. But StreamYard doesn't want me to be able to share it tonight. So I will be working behind the scenes, entering everything into the bracket. I'm going to be playing fairly, I promise you. But I will be doing that behind the scenes. And every now and then, after every round, I'll show kind of the progress of the tournament bracket.
Bracket updates.
Yes, I will be giving updates since I can't share a basic PowerPoint. To begin our first tournament bracket, I'm going to need the live chat to provide our competitors. So if you're in the live chat, so this is how it's going to go. You're just going to put in the chat some Supergirl characters. Give me some Supergirl characters first, and then we'll move on to the other side of the bracket. So if you are watching live now in the live chat, give me names of Supergirl characters, but you cannot give me Supergirl, Superman, or Mon-El. And I need 8 of those. So give me 8 Supergirl heroes. And once we get those heroes, then I will move on to the Arrowverse characters. So hopefully we're going to be pitting Supergirl characters.
Giving the live chat a lot of power, aren't we?
Yeah, I would like to point out
have a lot of answers
that I will
ready for this.
I will bribe Rachel to make sure that certain characters are in our Arrowverse area.
I see a lot of Lena, and I'm hoping Lena's on my team because I can say Lena could beat any battle.
I think
I'm saying that, and then she's not on my team.
I think Team Mermaid's all Supergirl characters, right?
Yeah, eventually it may change, but we'll see. But I think we're gonna start with Team Mermaid being a Supergirl character. So Lena, I see Brainy in there. And actually,
Amy, you might have called upon OG Rachel, but she might not be here to save you.
Oh no, I called on new Rachel too. Every Rachel has been summoned.
Signal.
I would like Team Zombie Witch, please. Since apparently that's the winner.
Well, you're Team Zombie Witch for sure. But what was your team again, Amy? What are they called?
XO Gossip Girl.
Yeah, you don't want any of those members.
Who did I had Zari. She was okay.
Zari? She was.
Yeah.
Zari didn't win that much this season.
No, but she's
not
awesome.
as much as you think.
No, yeah.
She's a cool girl, but
that's true.
She's not a winner of the polls. I hope Nate is shouted out here. He needs a win.
I'm seeing a lot of character names in here.
Oh my god, why are there how are there so many characters?
I see an OG Kelly. That's
I
interesting.
did see OG Kelly.
All right.
Was there a Kelly?
One?
There's another Kelly?
Morgan, while I'm typing this into the PowerPoint, will you please fill everyone in on? Well, actually, I don't know. Yeah, I guess you could fill them in on it. That wouldn't be cheating, I guess, if you want to fill them in on who OG Kelly is.
OG Kelly was from season 1. OG Kelly worked at Catco, and OG Kelly, we sadly lost her in the season 1 finale, where I
think it was actually the penultimate episode.
Oh, the penultimate episode. It was such a big deal to me that, I'm still thinking about it. But basically she was just a Catco employee who died in the penultimate episode. But we wanted justice for OG Kelly. And so we've kept her memory alive. And so is our chat apparently, because they suggested her in a power battle, and I don't think she's going to go very far. So I'm kind of hoping she's not on our team.
I think she could. No, I don't know anything about her, but I will create a nice backstory.
Is that Artemis?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I never see him when I'm over here.
I know. That's why it's so
the most
weird.
I've ever seen Artemis.
I was like, which one's the white cat?
Yeah.
Oh, Artemis.
He doesn't come out for people, and I think he feels more comfortable when he can blend in with my clothing. So
maybe he's
in his element.
here for fame. He really wants fame and fortune, but he kind of wants to be like a Twitch streamer eventually.
He might. He's just really introverted. I mean, if everybody's seen Sailor Moon, he's already really famous.
That's true.
So.
Okay, so I have input 8 character names in the first section. Now, live chat, if you will indulge me, give me 8 Arrowverse characters. So it could be from any of the shows. It just has to be a character who has appeared on an Arrowverse TV show. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be on Supergirl, just any Arrowverse. Actually, it would be better if it was a character not on Supergirl, since we already have Supergirl characters. So if you can give me
OG Kelly.
We've got OG Kelly. Brian the Alien.
It looks like I have an Ava here.
Barry.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're getting some.
I swear, no one put
Sarah
Lance.
We have OG Kelly, and then there's
no one put Sarah Lance.
Against Sarah Lance is not a fair competition.
No.
I don't.
Right.
Oh, I know some of these characters. I was like, wait a second, who's Alice?
We got Sarah Lance. Tara
from
said
Batwoman.
Oh, thank God.
Tara H said Sarah Lance.
All right.
Got Rip Hunter in the
Rip.
comments. I'm so sorry if you get that.
Yeah, we should.
Where's Oliver?
OG Kelly and Rip Hunter. I bet you.
I hope so. Well, I don't think we only get Supergirl for now, so that's good.
That's true.
I think
that's true.
So we got the We still have OG Kelly most likely. So that's going to be a lot.
My friend Mark with Hawk Girl.
Barista.
Oh.
Marisa Hawk Girl.
If it's a competition for like coffee art, she's gonna take it.
If it's not, then she's gonna take nothing. Maybe it's a singing challenge.
Resurrected Kate Kane. That's badass.
Is she gonna be a zombie or?
I love how no one has put Barry Allen here.
I think he was one of the first ones.
Yeah, there was no Oliver Queen though.
Yes,
there's no Oliver Queen.
Who is Ragman?
He's also from Arrow. I hated him. He was in like 2 episodes. No, he was part of the team for a while. His powers is rags. He throws rags at people. I'm not joking.
Some of the later Arrowverse, like Arrow characters, sound made up when you say them.
It's okay.
But where's Wild Dog? Our boy Wild Dog.
Where is Wild Dog?
Sarah's best friend.
What's funny is that most of the Legends of Tomorrow episodes sound made up.
That's 100% true.
Oh, we got a Wild Dog in there.
Yes, thank you. Justice for
There's
Wild
no
Dog.
Nyssa? No
yeah,
Nyssa?
where's Nyssa?
She's a cool girl.
She has to go to the baby shower.
She's still so upset about the baby announcement. She's
is.
processing. She's working
When I saw
on
that
it.
video, I was like, I really, really want to see Nyssa back. I think that'd be fun.
Yes,
cool.
that'd be so cool.
Yeah. Oh, we got
Donna.
Nissa.
Thanks.
It's like we said it.
Donna.
It's like you're reading our minds.
It's like we're telling you what
Okay,
to write in the chat.
What would Nyssa bring Sarah and Ava's baby? Like, a literal
I think,
throwing
like,
star.
It would definitely be a
something
weapon of some
dangerous.
kind.
Yeah, I would say definitely like a scythe. I don't think it's going to be like any halfway kind of a weapon.
No.
She's like, I
Won't
have
be
your
a
gift,
throwing
but
star.
I couldn't bring it in. It's out in the car, and it's just strapped on top of the car, tied down like a surfboard. And for whatever reason, in my brain, Nissa definitely owns like a Subaru, an orange one.
I could see that. She hasn't been.
Oh, and this is 100% that burnt orange Subaru type of girl.
I see it so clearly.
She could also bring him like a vial of poison. Or, you know what? It's a get out of problems free card. She's like, look, give this to the kid. Whenever the kid has problems at school, she just calls me.
Wow.
The League of Assassin, like,
these kids are like, oh. So are they just gonna bully them? I hope they're not gonna like die, because like that's a lot. Just because of the bullying.
Okay, I think I have input all the Supergirl and the Arrowverse characters in. I went from what I could see in the chat, so it's a mixed bag of a lot of different characters, but that's kind of the fun aspect of this. So you never know what's going to happen. But I'm going to upload this as an overlay so that everybody can see it, so you know I'm not cheating. Okay. So our first argumentation that we're going to have to do in round one is going to be Team Mermaid is going to be Thara Akvar. Morgan, I hope you remember who Thara is. Thara is
who is that?
Thara is Kara's best friend on Argo.
Okay, I got it.
The gazebo.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay.
What season was that?
We've got this.
This is season 3. Thara Akvar.
I've seen it.
Yes,
I've seen it.
You got it.
So the Team Werewolf is going to be arguing in favor of Ava. So this is going to be
God.
So this is going to be Thara versus Ava, and so we're going to officially start round one, and I will direct the argument when it is time.
That just scared the daylights out of me.
All right, so Team Mermaid, why would Thara Akvar beat Ava in a fight?
She's hot. Ava's hot too, but Thara is hot.
Remember that Thara has the power of all that loungewear they wear on Argo. Okay, so she's comfortable. You know what? What Ava is
She's comfortable with being hot.
Like tight, normal people clothes. You know what she's wearing? Just like all soft clothes, inside clothes.
She's confident with being lazy, and that really helps her. And she has best friends, right? She has a lot of good friends. Ava, when she was starting out, she didn't have best friends because she was a clone. So she had Gary. That kind of sucked. For Thara, she has Supergirl. She could be like, girl. It's like Jimmy Olsen. When he has that wristwatch, I heard Thara also has the wristwatch.
Like, hey, girl, hey. I feel like this is an important point. We're probably skimming right over. She's Kryptonian. So
she doesn't even need Supergirl.
When she goes to Earth to visit Supergirl and she gets in a beef with Ava, lights out. She's got the power of the sun. She's got also, and this is very important, she's watched like a lot of whatever the Argo version of HGTV is, and she has built the most beautiful gazebo anyone has ever seen. When did Ava build a gazebo? I don't remember that. Never.
Remember when they went to IKEA and couldn't build anything?
They couldn't build anything in IKEA, but you know who could build it? Our girl Thara.
I think that's an argument enough.
I think we're done here.
All right, well, let's see what Team Werewolf has to say. Why would Ava beat Thara in a fight?
I'm going to start out
Sarah, go.
I'm going to just start out with one fact, and there are limitless Avas. So it doesn't matter how many times Thara decides to kill her or beat her. I don't know if we're going as far as death, like just defeat her. There is going to be more Avas. So we could actually bring 10,000 Avas to this fight, and they would just be able to sit on her all at once and win. Because there's just a mountain of this really attractive blonde girl, which, all right, we don't have to go down that path. But also, she's super smart, super fast, and also at one point, I'm just going to say this, was immortal for about a day. So if Thara is fighting her on that day, doesn't matter that she's Kryptonian, because even just the one Ava couldn't be destroyed on that day.
Yeah, and don't forget, Thara may have built a gazebo. Ava built a whole time bureau. Plus,
well, I mean, that's not the same though. It's not
but
with your hands.
but it's better. Plus,
can't
let's
even
be honest.
build an IKEA bookshelf.
Okay, Team Mermaid. Let Team Werewolf have their say.
If Thara only has her powers outside of Krypton, Ava's just gonna grab Thara, put her on the Wave Rider, drive her to Krypton, drop her off, defeat her there, with all of her Ava backups. So there really isn't any question about it. Plus, she's got Sarah in the back being like, "Babe, whatever you need, I'm there for you."
Well, even if we remove Sarah from the equation, because it is a like character versus character. So even if we remove wife from the fight, she's still like a brilliant tactician and a master martial artist, and there's limitless copies of her. So for me, it comes down to the fact that it just doesn't matter, because even a Kryptonian at some point becomes tired.
Yeah, clones over cryptos.
Yeah, clones over cryptos.
All right, that sounds like the argument from Team Werewolf. So live chat, it's up to you. Who do you think made the better case in this fight between Thara Akvar of Argo and Ava from Legends of Tomorrow? Please put either Thara or Ava in the live chat, and majority's going to win. We'll see who has the most votes, and then we'll add it into the bracket. So that'll be our first fight, I guess.
Leslie does bring up that Thara is the chief security officer on Argo. Does that stand?
You've already had your argument time.
Audience, you cannot.
Either way, I'm seeing a lot of Thara.
I'm seeing a lot of Thara.
I thought that there were more attractive people in this chat.
Oh, they know what's that. Thara.
Oh.
I see a couple of
we're winning hearts and minds here.
People. I see a couple of really sharp minds.
I think we need to clarify then where the battle is happening.
No, you can't clarify anything.
No,
the war is over.
We can't. The argument's over. We may have lost this one.
I love that the gazebo is what's winning, because that's what Kanisha said here. It is a strong argument.
But she did ultimately vote for Ava, but the gazebo really did almost sway her.
Look.
I like that Mark made a funny comment, which is, I'm not sure a government bureaucracy is better than a gazebo. And I agree, Mark. A gazebo, that's honest day's work right there.
Okay, I am calling it. It looks like Thara Akvar has won this round.
Yeah.
Feels deeply sad.
Fair and square. Understood.
Good arguing from Team Mermaid. Okay, so the next one is going to be Lena versus Barry. So Team Mermaid, you have Lena Luthor, and Team Werewolf, you have Barry Allen, aka The Flash. So Team Mermaid, I'm going to give this to you first. Why do you think Lena Luthor could beat Barry Allen?
Do you see how Barry Allen dresses?
Oh yeah.
Argument done.
Yeah. I mean, does Barry Allen know how to wear a clavicle showing dress to a boardroom meeting? No, he does not. Is he going to wear like a giant coat made out of puppies to like a child's birthday party? No, but Lena is. She's going to wear.
Lena's there to impress.
The most. She is there to impress. So first off, as soon as she walks in, all the heads are turning. They're like, oh my God, there is Lena. Also, feel it's important to mention that she is now a witch. She wasn't before, but after season 6, we've really got to level up on Lena because Lena is a witch, just like her mother, and she has all kinds of witch powers now. So
and she's a scientist.
She's a scientist.
She's a witch. She has magic and science.
She's got both.
And she owns her own business.
She's
what
also
does
super
Barry
rich.
have? He can run fast. Oh my God. You know how many times he screws up the timeline? You know how many times? Ava has screwed up nothing. She got witch powers from everything she did.
Yeah. Lena is also super rich, which is its own kind of superpower, if you think about it. and
She
you
has it all.
should. She really has it all. She also has like very talented friends with powers, but she doesn't even need them. She's putting them aside. I don't even need you guys. I've got this myself because of my witch powers and my science. And I bet she could make her own like Lexo suit. She could make her own like Lino suit and get out there and fight against Barry. She's got this.
I don't even understand why this is an argument because, like, what does Barry even have?
Science and magic. How do you compare?
Barry's always crying. He's always sad. He's always so sad about the timeline. His friends are always leaving him. You know who's on that show now? Nobody, because they all left him.
You know what Lena does when she gets upset? She creates a robot that wants to kill everyone. That's what she does.
And then her friends come back either way because they love Lena.
Because that's how great she is.
I'm going to make a robot to destroy you. We're still besties.
Yeah, and Supergirl's like, nah, it's all right. We're still cool. That's the power of Lena Luthor right there.
All right, that is the argument for Lena Luthor by Team Mermaid. Team Werewolf, why would you make the case that Barry Allen could beat Lena Luthor in a fight?
So first of all, I just want to say, if anyone is winning a fashion contest, hands down, it's Lena Luthor. I'm gonna give her the win right there. Yeah. So if we're saying that the fight is like looks great,
Paris Fashion Week,
rich and powerful, and doing science and magic, it's gonna be Lena, right? So listen, she's a strong competitor here. And I heard a lot of really great arguments about why ultimately she's probably the better character also. However, I didn't hear a lot of arguments about why Lena would actually win in a fight. So if Lena's going to win in an actual fight, I think she's going to have a really hard time competing with Barry's ability to run back in time, right? Because this is a super fast kid, like the super fastest kiddo. He's going to, as soon as she makes a robot, he's just going to run back in time and sabotage the robot. As soon as she tries to invent some magic kill switch, he's going to run back in time and sabotage the kill switch. I think that if she tries to call upon her friends, this is a one-on-one fight, so she can't do that. I just think that there's a strong argument to be had there, and he's super fast and she's not. Even if she's in the suit, right, which was I think a strong point. Even if she's in a Leno suit, which I would, by the way, love to see, because I am just imagining some kind of reference to her 80s wig as well, right? So
I know she would have to put on the wig while she puts on the suit, it's part of it.
100%.
It's gonna make her more powerful. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, listen, no argument there. However, I do think that unless it has super speed, he's gonna be able to just run around that thing and take it apart really easily, hopefully without hurting her.
And you know what? If we're talking about the deep ingrained nature of the character and how that portrays on the battlefield, Kara told Barry who she was within one episode.
Oh, no, you didn't, Amy.
That's fair. Oh, that's fair. And they had ice cream.
They had ice cream within one episode, and we're singing a musical number by episode 2.
Yeah, there was not
realistically,
so many trust issues.
We've got character good versus
Those are fighting words, Amy.
Indeed, fighting words from Team Werewolf.
I feel win the first bracket.
Wait, excuse me. I think it's our turn.
I'm just giving a comment of if she doesn't win. I didn't have a comment.
I just think that comments should happen during your own turn.
This is true.
Oh, man.
Shit.
I would like to remind our beautiful audience, our beautiful listeners right now, that we're not talking about who wears a suit better, because we all know who that is. We're talking about who would win in a fight. So I would just like to remind you. I just like to put it out there.
Super speed.
All right, live chat. It's your time to pick the winner. So you need to pick between Lena and Barry, and the idea is that you're picking who had the best argument, not who your favorite character is. So please choose between Lena and Barry and put that in the live chat. Give me Lena or Barry in the live chat.
Listeners, have I mentioned how great you look tonight?
No, the listeners are applauding my mic drop. Okay.
I mean, I see one vote so far.
Amy.
Oh, it's tied right now. Right now it's tied.
I'm getting nervous.
Come on, guys.
If Lena doesn't win this first
I
bracket,
feel you, Kanisha.
Come on, you guys.
I feel you.
She's a witch.
Yes. Oh, no.
It's like those flashbacks to the 90s meant nothing to you guys.
Oh, no, there's a lot of Barry.
Together?
It's not about the character. Listen, you know I'm a Lena fan.
Skills.
You know she's like one of my favorite characters of all time. This hurt me.
How did the Supergirl bestie who showed up on one episode win as Lena Luthor? She's a witch.
It does look like
a gazebo.
Mark says he struggled between genuine argument and most entertaining argument.
Mark, genuine. Go with genuine.
I think entertaining, Mark.
Team
genuine.
I'm
entertaining you.
It looks like the berries have it, so I think this goes to Team Werewolf in this round.
This is a shocking twist, let me tell you.
How did Lena not get past the first bracket? I don't understand.
I don't know. I'm still upset about Ava.
Sometimes it happens. That's why they call it March Madness. Okay, let's go to the next fight, which is Alex versus Ryan
This is
Wilder.
hard.
I don't know who this character is.
This is really hard.
She's from Batwoman. She's the new Batwoman.
I don't know who this character
Ryan is new Batwoman.
I should also
the advantage.
I should also remind or explain for the first time. I don't even think I said for the first time. The podcasters on the teams, you can look things up on the internet if you need to. So feel free to use any wikis that you might need in order to make your arguments. So don't feel like that's cheating. You can use the interwebs. All right, so Team Mermaid, you have Alex Danvers. So please take the floor with your argument.
What's so great about Alex is that you don't need a wiki to understand why she's so great.
You don't, because you know why? She was like the second lead of the show. And there's a reason. It's because one time she saved herself with her own pants. Now, I'm not as familiar with Ryan Wilder, but has her pants saved herself? I don't think so. She's a superhero now. She's super gay. There's that. That's a point, right? So is Ryan Wilder. Darn, that's draw.
Oh, damn. Okay. Is Ryan a baby gay? Not that helps anything, but Alex has been gay in the show for five years.
She's a well-established gay.
She's a well-established character.
I think it's really important to say that when she became a superhero, she wore what some might argue was too much eyeshadow. But you know what I thought it was? Brave. Who else could pull
she
that
went
off?
out
Alex
there.
Danvers.
She went out there in public and wore that blue eyeshadow and said, "This is my secret identity."
She was like, "I'm fine with this. I like it even." That's power. Yeah. That's power, baby. Also, she runs
her own agency, which is cool.
She ran the DEO for a while. That's pretty powerful. She has her hand of the soldier, so she can make any weapon she wants. Pew, pew, pew. That's what Alex Danvers is bringing to the table. Also, she adopted an adorable little kid. So you've got like the power of like little Esme, like the cuteness of little Esme in your back pocket. I don't know
if she wanted to kill Supergirl. I think she could. Because, you know, she knew Supergirl for a long time. She knows all her weaknesses. And if she can kill Supergirl, how's she not killing Ryan Wilder? Not that this is a battle to the death, but if it's a battle to the death, that's all I'm saying.
I think she's going to take it. I think she's going to. Also, she was, again, as head of the DEO, she's got like everybody's files. She knows like she has all of the tea. She knows all of the weaknesses.
I think there is no other argument to be said here.
I think Kat and I have sewed this up quite nicely.
Yeah. Alex is a gay, bold leader.
She's so bold. As bold as her eyeshadow. That's what Alex is.
Okay, Team Werewolf. Amy, do you need to get out of here? It looks like Amy is going to have to duck out. So I may take over her spot for Team Werewolf if she can come back in. So Sarah, I guess I'll let you start for the argument for Ryan Wilder, and I'll kind of come behind you.
Okay, I'd like to start off by saying that Ryan too is gay, and it doesn't matter. I don't know if we know how long she's been gay or queer. By the way, I'm sorry if she's identifies as other than gay, but she is queer and was when the show started. So I don't know how long she is known, but I also don't think that it matters when you come out, right? So anyway, another strong queer protagonist. They're evenly matched. There is how I would like to just like set that part of the table. Also, I do feel that it is a very strong point that Alex would have as the head of the DA.
The DEO.
Oh, DEO. I'm sorry. Files on everyone, but on our side, Ryan is adept at flying below the radar, right? So I think that she may have some information on her, but it's only going to be at most a partial file. This girl is a master of stealth. She has spent like her whole career pre becoming Batwoman honing the skill of flying under the radar and being super sneaky. So like, I think that there is something to be said for that. She's also a brawler, right? So her fight style is a style where she's going to be like that one who's like throwing dirt in your eyes. She's not necessarily going to play fair. She does what she needs to win. She's a master martial artist. She can fight with multiple weapons. She has access to the entire bat arsenal, including the vehicles. Armor, incredible hair. And is able to, because she's just in peak physical condition, she's just going to bring a ton of stamina to this fight too. So she can fight with, I may have already said this, but she can fight with almost any weapon, and is also a master tactician, but not necessarily formal battle tactics. We're talking about street tactics. Like, this girl just really knows how to fight. She's a brawler. She can handle herself. One-on-one, I think she's going to take it. That's my opening argument. Rebecca, please add.
Yeah, so just to jump on the back of that, Ryan Wilder she's wild. That's why her name is Ryan Wilder. You never know what's going to happen. She could be unpredictable. You never know. So I think Ryan Wilder is a wild card, really. I also think that the Batcave would come into it. I know, Sarah, you mentioned the Bat gadgets, very important. The Batmobile. Yep. Alex Danvers just has like a motorcycle sometimes, but Ryan Wilder has a Batmobile, which is awesome. And I think the most important thing about Ryan Wilder is that she has the skills to come into a show after the lead of the show left, and she was able to keep the show going. So I think that is a skill worth mentioning, and I think that's something that I don't know if she would have that up over Alex Danvers, but I think it's a skill that really plays to Ryan Wilder's strengths. So I think that's what I would add to this argument. Anything else, Sarah, before we give it to the live chat?
No, I think for me, it comes down to the gadgets, but also the fact that even prior to becoming Batwoman was just like an expert fighter in various styles.
All right, live chat. Who are you going to pick? Give us the names Alex or Ryan in the live chat to determine the winner of this fight.
I feel like this is a tense one for me.
Oh, this is definitely a tense one. I will say as the chat goes through, Melissa Benoist has been staring at me like she's poking out of a door in the background of the background.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like she's been poking out of the door. And it's very scary.
It's kind of like a shining situation. Here's Aura.
And there was a moment where she scared me a little bit. So
so good.
All right, right now I think we're tied.
Oh my god.
Damn.
This is so tight.
All right, live chat, if you haven't already voted for the character, please help us break.
Oh.
I think we just broke it.
Oh.
And it's because of our pants.
I mean, when you save yourself with your own pants, I feel like that does give you an advantage.
All right, it looks
But
like
the
Alex.
Even over
Gadgets
the pants
don't
are their own gadget, if you think about it.
All right, it looks like Alex has this fight, so I am going to give it to Alex.
This was a tense one. I understand.
There were
That was
some
actually
points
hard.
made.
I actually want to kind of see that fight now, if I'm honest. I wasn't into the last two fights. Like, I would really like to see that, but I would actually really like to see a battle royale with them.
I feel like it'd be
I
more
agree.
evenly matched in that.
I agree. I totally agree. I think that would be a good one.
All right, so for our next showdown, this is Brainy versus Ray Palmer.
This is hard.
So Team
Oh.
Mermaid, you have Brainy, and Team Werewolf has Ray Palmer / the Atom. So Team Mermaid, we give you the floor to argue in favor of Brainy.
Brainy's smart and from
Brainy
the future.
is really smart. He's from the future, so he like knows things from the future. That feels
He knows
important.
technology from the future that Ray doesn't know, because Ray only has technology from the present. So he's like, that's his superpower, is that he knows how to shrink. And that's it. But Brainy has powers of the future.
Yeah.
And technology of the future. So what the hell does Ray have?
Where Brainy is from, it's like, oh, you can shrink. That's great, bro. We can all shrink. He can go into. And he
Here's
can
my ring.
He's got his Legion ring. He's got all his Legionnaire friends. He doesn't call them a lot. I mean, they've drifted a little bit. But
Ray doesn't call his Legends friends.
That's
either,
true.
so.
But Ray doesn't call his Legends friends, so it's really a toss-up battle. Brady's also good at fighting. Sometimes they let him fight, and he's good at it then. He likes vegetables. He likes to eat
does.
healthy.
Does he know how to read people's minds?
Palace.
Does he know how to read people's minds?
He does not. But that would have been
You
great.
think with a name like Brainy, you could, but you don't need to in this.
You don't even put that out of your head. You don't need that. He's
green.
He's really smart. He's green. Yeah. He's these are all things about the character.
His hair is
top
so
notch.
nice. When you think of Ray Palmer's hair and you think of Brainy's hair, who's gonna win? Probably Ray, but this is not a hair contest.
He's
but Brainy's hot.
He's just really smart, you guys. He's so smart. And also he has access to the big brain, all of the brainiacs. So if he can't think of something, he could just sort of phone a friend in the big brain, and they could be like, yo, bro, I got you. Don't worry about it. It's
What has
done.
Ray even accomplished in life? Like, let's really think about that. What has he even accomplished? He left the team. When he was on part of the team, he made a good joke here or there, but like in a super heroic way, he did absolutely nothing.
Also,
His biggest accomplishment was teaming up with a rat. That's it.
Yeah. Also, Ray Palmer, how's that company going? Huh?
When I watched that Armageddon episode, everyone was angry at Ray because he wasn't helping the children.
Seems like no one liked Ray in Armageddon. Everyone still likes Brainy, I think.
Everyone
loves Brainy.
Everybody
Not
doesn't
anymore.
like Raymond.
They don't love him either. But yeah, no, Ray has nothing. That's all I'm gonna say. Ray has absolutely nothing. Brainy has a brain that's big.
We're coming in hard for Ray for some reason.
I love you, Ray.
We love you, Ray.
All right, that sounds like Team Mermaid's argument. So, Sarah from Team Werewolf, how would you make the argument in favor of Ray Palmer, the Atom?
Okay, so what I've heard so far is Brainy is smart. Ray Palmer basically is everything else, and plus he's like, I mean, he's passingly intelligent. Like, he's not a dumb dude. He's great with a sword. We know that he's a great marksman. He has an exosuit, which is already going to give him a leg up on Brainy. I do believe that he wins the hair game. I'm just going to say it. And I would also like to bring in a quote from Caitlin Snow. She said, Ray's so nice and smart and hot. So in this way,
Sarah came prepared. She's like, my PowerPoint slide here.
In this way, I think that we can argue that maybe everybody doesn't love Raymond, but there's a lot of people, at least one, that thinks he's nice and smart and hot. Okay? Canon. This is canon. So he's also a smart enough to be a master engineer, which sounds like a lot smarter than I am, right? So maybe not brainy smart, but smart enough to go into a fight with Brainy with his superior sword play and marksmanship, and likely own him in an actual fight. So that's how I'm gonna open, Rebecca.
Yeah, so one of Brainy's big things is that he can interact with technology and control technology. Well, Ray Palmer could shrink down real small and get inside the parts of Brainy that interact with technology and shut those things down and turn them off. And I guess using some sort of nanotechnology. So it's really not even a fair fight, because the Atom can just turn Brainy off. That's really how that works. And also, Brainy is not loyal to anybody. He at the end of season 6, he was like, oh no, I have to go merge with the big brain. This is going to be a big sacrifice for me. And then he just doesn't. And his whole race of people presumably are just gone. So I think Ray Palmer, at least, he comes through for his friends. He's very loyal to people, even to like Oliver Queen for some reason. So I think there's a case to be made that if you needed Ray Palmer, he would come through for you. And I think his ability to utilize nanotechnology would really give him a leg up in a fight against Brainy.
Because he's a hacker, right?
Brainy or Ray?
Doesn't Ray also have some kind of like programming skills? Or
yes, he does. I'm sure with all of his technology experience.
I've never seen him hack.
That doesn't mean he can't. He also dated Felicity Smoke at one point, so he probably picked something up.
I'm sorry. I am referring to some source material because it's in the rules that we can. And he actually was able to hack the Time Bureau's network because he wanted to get at Ava Sharp's personnel file. So I'm sorry, but he does have some.
We remember that.
He does. Yeah, he does have some skills here. So I do think that Brainy brings some of these skills to the table, but and he might not be up to Brainy's level, but he still would be able to hold his own. And I don't know that Brainy would necessarily be able to hold his own on a one-on-one fight, like where it comes to like the big ass sword that he might have.
All right, so that is the argument from Team Werewolf. Live chat, if you will put in the chat if you want to vote for Brainy or Ray. I guess just put Ray in the live chat.
This is a tough one for other reasons, because we both had bad arguments.
Did we? I feel like the Team Werewolf had a pretty good argument.
I think our arguments that Brainy's hair is great. We should have won somebody over, right?
Wait, I'm sorry, but we also even Kat agreed that Ray's hair is phenomenal.
Oh no, that was no argument. His hair is on par with Brainy's, but
yeah, and it's
Brainy has a lot of other great qualities.
I think at the end of the fight, Brainy's hair is going to be disheveled, and I think Ray's is going to be just perfectly in place, just not perfect, not a hair.
Argue with that. That's going to be true. Yeah.
All right. It looks like Ray Palmer has this one. So I'm going to give it to Ray in a very objective way, and not at all.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Brainy does have bad hair.
All right. It looks like we have Amy back with us. Amy, are you there? Amy? No.
She's still connecting. Wait, I think we've got a great quote right now. I think they would be best friends and don't need to fight. I actually agree. I do think that they would be best friends. I think that should have been our answer. I think that's really solid.
Friendship.
Friendship
Friendship is the power.
Yeah.
Magic.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can actually share a file through this, because I think we are going to have to speed this game up.
It seems likely.
Oh, we could do like a timer.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think we're
there
all
we go.
making some great arguments here.
Yeah.
All right,
But
so
we're getting too passionate.
so we are gonna go to the right side of the tournament bracket, which has, if I can bring it up, OG Kelly for Team Mermaid
shit.
versus John Henry Irons, who is Steel.
We won't need the full minute.
On Superman and Lois. So Team Mermaid, I'm going to give you a minute to argue in favor of OG Kelly from Supergirl, starting now.
We don't need the full minute because we don't
the chat for this one.
We don't need a full minute because OG Kelly is so good at what
She's
she
so
does.
good. She has the power of the press, which is its own superpower. If you think about, according to Supergirl, it sure is. She's got the power of truth, people. The power of truth. I bet she had one of those little posters on her wall with the kittens that said "Hang in there." And you know what? She tried. She tried to hang.
I
in
heard
there.
she was hot and gay.
That's what Kat heard. I can neither confirm nor deny. But maybe you guys.
I heard that Lena's outfits actually came from OG Kelly. That came from her closet.
Yeah,
so all the outfits.
She gave all of her clothes to Lena, and that's
She's
what
best
was
friends
Lena's
with
outfit.
Lena.
So if you vote
OG
against
Kelly's a
OG
witch.
Kelly,
She's a Kryptonian. She's a speedster. She's an alien. She's all those things
everything
in
you
one.
want and more if you think about it.
All right, time is up, and mostly none of that was true. I just want to point that out.
I think you made a good case for her, though.
A good completely false.
She's powerful.
But Sarah, I guess I'll let you start. We are arguing in favor of John Henry Irons, who is Steel on Superman and Lois. We'll give us a minute, and we'll start now.
Okay, so John Henry, listen, is like an actual like nano mech entity, and he has the power to like create a force field around himself. So I think unless you're like pretty super powered and have half of the things that Team Mermaid actually just said that OG Kelly had, I think that you're gonna have a really hard time with someone who's like basically a living robot who can create a force field around his body.
Yeah, John Henry Irons has a really cool suit that gives him abilities. He also has like a hammer thing. I don't know what it's called, but it has powers, and he can fly, which is pretty awesome. OG Kelly couldn't fly, and that's what led to her death. So I think Steel has that.
Shots fired.
One thing I will add, this is not true to the argument, but just to say that we didn't read any wikis. It was very obvious.
We did not.
And it shows.
Just saying, it was obvious.
With what we felt in our heart were facts.
Okay, live chat. You need to pick between OG Kelly and John Henry Irons. You can just put Steel in the chat if you want to. So OG Kelly or Steel, who are you going
Who would
to
actually
pick?
win in a fight?
I feel like it's going to be OG Kelly. I feel like we made a good case for her.
She has so many powers, so I can't even
things.
see.
The power of the press. Remember how she showed up for work?
And it was hard for her too.
She really shouldn't have shown up for work.
It
What
turns
really
out that was
sucks
a bad plan.
about the chat is there's not one OG.
And there's not. Come on, you
Kelly
guys.
in there.
Okay,
There's not even one.
It looks like Steel has it on that round. All right, so the next one we have is Martian Manhunter for Team Mermaid and Black Lightning for Team Werewolf. So Team Mermaid, you have 1 minute to argue in favor of Martian Manhunter. Go.
Reads minds.
Reads
Lies,
minds, yeah.
Is a good friend.
Is a
what is
wonderful space dad.
Yeah, was the head of the DEO.
The head of the DEO. So he knows all the files too. Guess what? He knows all the files. He also went private practice and he did his own, investigation service. So he's like a great investigator. He's really smart.
can shapeshift. They're both dads. They're both dads, and Martian Manhunter, he's his kids. They got into trouble a lot.
That's the shape shifting, I think, and the flying, and also the mind reading, and he's got all kinds of powers. He's stopped so many like supervillains from destroying National City and the world.
He knew how to meditate. He knew how to meditate, which is important.
He can meditate all over the place. You can't even stop him meditating.
All right, time is up for Team Mermaid arguing for Martian Manhunter. Sarah of Team Werewolf, we need to argue for Black Lightning. So will you please begin with 1 minute?
Can do. So I think the biggest opportunity for him is going to be the fact that he can actually absorb energy. So Martian Manhunter's mind reading, I agree, is definitely going to be a challenge for him. But any hits that get delivered, that energy can actually be absorbed. He's also got a healing factor, which is going to give him a leg up as long as he has any kind of access to like an electrical out. Like he could stick his finger in a socket. He could like crash into a telephone wire and he's getting healed. So not only can he absorb the energy from the hits he's taking, but he can heal.
And Sarah, if you'll give me 8 seconds, Martian Manhunter is afraid of fire, and lightning is kind of like fire, so he could.
He can cause some fires. Yes. Yeah. Fair.
Okay,
Rebecca,
all right.
Come on, that's a low blow.
All right,
It's
so
true.
time is up for Team Werewolf. So
Doesn't matter if you're afraid.
Please pick between Martian Manhunter and Black Lightning. So put your choice in the chat. Who you think
Black
made the
Lightning
better
getting
argument?
canceled was one of the lowest blows.
Uncool. Very uncool.
Yeah. I'm still mad about it. I'm realizing.
The chat is torn.
Oh,
I
but
think.
they're both.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Well,
I
we've
think
got
there's two.
one. Okay.
Now we got a lot
we're
more.
starting to. Yeah. Oh, it's looking.
think
It's
it's
looking
tied.
pretty even. It's looking pretty even. Okay,
It's still
Space Dad.
tied.
Space Dad.
No, I
This
think
is-
Manhunter's winning.
I think so. Maybe. That next Black Lightning might have put us under.
Oh.
Oh,
Might
come
put us
on! Not
under
because
again.
the fire argument.
It's
Rebecca.
fair.
Damn.
No, Rebecca.
Oh, we got another Space Dad though.
Okay,
We got
okay,
another
we're
Space
still in
Dad.
this.
Might have to
We're still in
count.
this.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh my god! Every time that
6.
one seems to take like the advantage, the other one comes. Oh no, that seems like a lot.
Oh,
of
there's
Black
7.
Lightning.
Warren Walker. Right now there's 7. If there's one more Space
Is
Dad.
there one more Space Dad?
Yeah, there's one more
Does-
Space
does
Dad.
some-
We're tied.
Remember, he can read minds.
Oh,
He
we got
knows
another
you're
Space
thinking about
Dad.
him.
We're
Oh,
tied.
there we go. Okay.
We need one more vote.
Mind the Gap says this is like watching election results.
Come on, guys. Black Lightning has superpowers based on lightning, and he can heal himself. Remember that.
All read from the wiki.
Ours was read from the heart.
What rule am I breaking?
All right, we have
There's
to.
no rules being broken.
We have to declare a winner here. So if anybody else has not voted yet, let's see. We count.
Is there enough
1,
to
2,
declare a winner?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It
Then
looks
we
like
flip a
7 votes
coin.
for Black Lightning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, it's tied up.
Does one more person want to vote?
Anybody else? Anybody else want to vote? I
Think about all
didn't.
that Space Dad has given you through the years.
I didn't.
Good
I didn't
guy.
know what we should do in the case of a tie.
I never thought that
Flip a coin.
there would be
Flip a
tie.
coin.
Okay. Let's see. Does anybody have a coin?
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
Nobody
Okay,
knows.
I actually have one.
Randomizer.
Actually,
Go-
I
go into
might be able
overtime.
to do that.
Yeah, randomizer it.
I got a coin.
Okay, Cat's got a coin.
Okay.
All
Let's
right,
see how I can do this
Morgan,
evenly.
will you call it heads or tails?
Okay. All right. Cat, I'm doing my best here. I'm calling heads.
All right. Oh shit. Well, I'm gonna shift it over. It is heads, but I'm gonna show one on my laptop. I'm not playing with it. It was heads. Here, hold on. You gotta just trust my judgment. It was heads.
So I think heads has it. So I'm going to give it to a team Mermaid on that.
That was tight.
That was a tight one.
That was barely a win for us.
I'm glad that you were able to win on a coin flip.
Listen, I don't feel good about it, but
I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, Mark in the chat asked if I was still the tiebreaker. No, because Amy had to leave, so I had to jump in and actually be a participant in the game. So I don't feel like that's fair. Okay. All right. So now the next round that we have to go is Dreamer versus Alice. So Team Mermaid, you are arguing in favor of Dreamer, a.k.a. Nia Null. And then Team Werewolf has Alice from Batwoman. Team Mermaid, I'm going to give you a minute. And go.
Dreamer is a dreamer.
Dreamer's a dreamer. First of all, she's an alien. She has special dreaming powers, so she can dream all kinds of things. She can dream kind of the future. She can dream important information.
And what did Freud tell us? Dreams are powerful.
Dreams
Maybe
are
the
powerful.
most powerful thing in this world. Get away, Supergirl. Superman who?
Superman who? It's the power of dreams. Also, I mean, in a very real way, she can use her dream energy, whatever that is, to like stop tsunamis. She can like turn it into like a dream chain and like hit people with it. Her dream energy is really does so much. And she's also a journalist, so she's got the power of the news. She doesn't show up to work much, but like she is a journalist.
She doesn't have to.
She doesn't have to. She's dreaming it, man. She's dreaming it, baby.
she dreams her articles to life, and then they get published.
Boom, dreamer.
All right, so that is time up for Team Mermaid. So Team Werewolf, we need to argue in favor of Alice, so I will give us a minute on the clock. So Sarah, if you will start and go.
All right, I'm going to say that Alice dreams in a different way, and she really manifests her dreams in a lot different, much bloodier, more violent way that I think Dreamer is never going to go, right? Like Alice is going to, like in this fight, you know, like Dreamer has a lot of principles. In this fight, Alice, who has zero principles whatsoever, is going to find Dreamer while she's sleeping, peel her face off, replace her with another character. At best, she may also poison. She's masterful with a butterfly knife, and that is just about the least scary of the weapons that she will use to just like kill her before she's got a chance.
Yeah, Alice is a master manipulator, and Nia's just too nice. She wouldn't be able to deal with that. All right, so time up for Team Werewolf. So live chat, you now have the power to decide the winner of this fight. Please put Dreamer or Alice in the chat to determine which one you will vote for.
Come on,
I gotta
guys.
say that's a tough one because Dreamer can pretty much do anything.
Dreamer, whatever she can dream, she can do. Really, if you think
she also stopped a tidal wave.
Yeah, again,
Alice, it does like, but Dreamer's dreaming it. Alice is doing it.
Oh yeah,
how are there votes for Alice right now?
So many votes
because Alice is the one who's literally going to like skin you alive. That's what she does.
If Dreamer dreams that, then anything can happen.
And guess what? Dreamer's waiting for you with one of her dream powers.
Dreamer is so principled, and like at the end of the day, I think
she's got that dream totem, whatever that thing does. She's got it.
Dreamer's commitment to the right thing is going to be what's going to lose the fight to Alice, because Alice will just do whatever she needs to do to win.
All right, I think I'm going to give it to Alice on this.
I can't believe we lost on Dreamer. She has like unlimited powers. Her powers are so ill-defined; they could be anything. You guys, come on! I figured we had it with this one.
All right, so we're going on to the next fight, which is Brian the Alien.
Come on,
That's not fair.
Come on.
All right, so
or Sarah.
Team Mermaid has Brian the Alien. You have a minute to make your case, and that starts now.
Well,
Sarah,
he's an alien, and his name is Brian.
Alien, Brian
Brian's been an alien for way longer than Sarah Lance has been an alien. Brian is also always getting into scamps. He's always getting into scrapes, right? He's always got a scheme going. Does Sarah?
He's not
Lance
tied down to
She's
marriage. He's not tied down to marriage.
No,
he's not having a child.
He's not pregnant.
Whatever he wants.
He's sure not. No, he can eat shellfish and drink a glass of wine. Try that, Sarah Lance.
Brian
for the baby.
Brian is a good guy. He's a good guy.
You know what? Brian's definitely been to jail before. So he's not that great of a guy, but that means that, he's hardened. He's hardened by life. But
he
also
became a good guy. He believes in second chances, which I think we all should believe in.
He does. He believes in restorative justice, Brian does.
Okay, that is Team Mermaid's time. Team Werewolf is arguing on behalf of Sarah Lance. So we will put a minute on the clock, and Sarah, if you will start and go.
All right. Master martial artist, incredible biceps, master combat tactician, captain of a crew who leads them into all sorts of timey-wimey hijinks, and that's going to make you a lot smarter just by traveling through time and trying to fix the time stream. Also, by the way, it doesn't matter how hard you scheme. If you're against somebody with the ability to have precognition powers, they're going to know what you're going to do before you do it. And Sarah Lance does. So I'll give it to you, Rebecca, for the last half.
Yeah, Brian the alien might be hardened, but who is more hardened than Sarah Lance, who crashed on an island and joined the League of Assassins and learned how to wield weapons, and she killed people. She was killing people in the League of Assassins. So I would have to give it to Sarah there. All right, so that's time's up for Team Werewolf. So live chat, it is your time. Who gave the best argument? Is it Brian the alien, or is it Sarah Lance?
Sarah shouldn't even be fighting if she's pregnant.
Sarah's guns are their own argument.
But Brian, he's
Look at all these Sarahs.
This is such an unfair fight. But Brian is scrappy, right? He's scrappy. Don't count him out.
Sarah's pregnant, guys. She is pregnant.
Excuse me. Have you seen? I've seen pregnant girls bench press twice me at the gym.
I have no argument to that, but Brian,
Brian. I mean, twice my size, twice, two of me, they could bench press while 8 months pregnant.
Look, Brian could bench press Sarah while she's pregnant.
No, you can. You're totally able to fight while pregnant. The pregnant body is very tough.
Oh no!
There is pregnancy strength.
We're just grasping at any straw that could give us an advantage.
All right, I'm seeing a lot of Sarahs in the chat, so I'm going to give it to Sarah in this round.
Yeah, no, I would be upset if Sarah didn't win that one.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous team up.
All right, so it looks like that's it for the first round. So we are going to move into the semifinal. All right, so we're going to have to get going here. Okay, so the next matchup that we have is going to be, and apparently that's only for me to see because I haven't gotten the screenshot for this yet. Okay, so we are pitting Thara Akvar versus Barry Allen. So it looks like, I guess we're going to go, I guess we're going to do Team Mermaid is Thara. And Team Werewolf is going to argue for Barry. All right. And I'm going to put a minute on the clock and go.
Here we go again. First off, gazebo, right? When's the last time Barry built a gazebo? He might have.
Barry's lazy. Barry doesn't. Barry
he's just messing up the time stream. But you know what Thar is busy doing? Home renovation. Also, again, important to note, she is a Kryptonian. So on Earth, she has all the same powers as Supergirl. So flying, heat vision, strength. She's got all of those. Plus, gazebo.
Can probably run faster than the Flash.
Yeah, she probably can. She probably can. As she runs to Home Depot to get more lumber for her new gazebo on Earth. It's going to be better than the one on Argo.
She's just a good girl, you know? She's just a good person.
She's like a solid hang, too. Everybody wants to hang out with Thara.
No one wants to hang out with Barry.
You know when the last time Thara ruined the timeline? Never. Never.
Okay, that's time's up for Team Mermaid. So Team Werewolf, we're arguing in favor of Barry. So Sarah, are you there? Looks like the window is frozen.
Oh no! But it does look like Sarah's ready to fight with that frozen window.
All right, we'll see if we can.
Wait, can you hear me?
Oh, you there?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, my
Okay.
internet got really slow for a while. You guys really brought a powerful argument, even my internet.
So powerful.
Yeah.
All right, so Team Werewolf, a minute on the clock, and Sarah, if you will start and go.
Hearing a lot of arguments about why Thara is a really solid hang, but as far as why Barry would win in an actual fight, is I do believe Barry could build 12,000 gazebos in the same time that it would take Thara to build one. Super speed, can go back in time, has likely a lot better combat abilities since Barry has spent a whole bunch of seasons actually fighting. So I'll leave it to you, Rebecca, for the last half.
I can't believe I'm doing this. It goes against every fiber of my being. But Barry Allen is the fastest man alive, and he's definitely faster than Supergirl.
Yes,
so
absolutely faster.
He would be faster than a Kryptonian.
Yes.
So I mean, you can't really beat that. And also, he's Kara's super friend. Thara just kind of like she went away for a little while and then like she never really hung out with Kara ever again. So that's where I'm gonna leave that. Okay, so live
Rebecca,
chat.
I'm shaken.
I'm here to win. Okay, so live chat. Put Thara or Barry in the live chat.
In a fight, not in a who do you want to hang with more.
I
heard a lot of who you want to hang with Rebecca's argument. So I don't know.
For sure.
Ooh, we got 2 Barrys, 1 Thara.
Thara's fast too, you guys.
Oh God, a lot of Barry.
Who do you want to redecorate your house? It's not Barry.
Ooh, we got another Thara. Another Barry.
Oh no. It's not. The tide's turning against us, Kat.
Yeah, no. I thought we had some good arguments. But the people said no.
Our girl Thara. Never thought I'd talk
She's
about
a
this
good
character
girl.
this much. She's just like a solid. She's just a solid hang. Who you getting brunch with? It's not Barry. It's Thara.
Oh, she can't punch a hole in space-time. That's.
I mean,
do you want her to? Do you want her to?
But to win a fight,
no one's trying to punch a hole in space-time.
All right,
it's not part of the fight.
I'm gonna call it. I think Barry won this fight. So
it's a heartbreaker.
So it looks like the next one is Alex Danvers versus Ray Palmer. So Team Mermaid, if you would like to argue on behalf of Alex Danvers, I'm going to give you 1 minute on the clock and go.
Ray's not gay. Alex is.
So that's check
powerful.
1. Awesome. Powerful stuff. Strong opening. Alex led the DEO. Alex is really like a leader of people. Did Ray lead the Legends?
Remember, she's bold.
I don't think so. She's bold. She is really committed to that eyeshadow, and she's doing it. She's doing it up. Also, her hand at the
Ray
soldier,
can't dress.
again, he's not dressing like Alex is. In her cool superhero outfit. She's really committed to the color blue. We love that for her. The hand of the soldier can be any weapon at all. It could be pew pew. It could be like a sword. It could be anything at all. And
Ray's also doing nothing now. He doesn't even want to be a superhero anymore. Alex
doesn't want to be a superhero.
Going in crossovers, trying to still be a hero. Ray doesn't want to do anything.
Ray doesn't even want to be an angel investor. Are you kidding? How lazy are you, sir? He's super rich, but what's he doing with that money?
All right, that's time's up for Team Mermaid. All right, so Team Werewolf, we are arguing for Ray Palmer in this match. So Sarah, if you would start 1 minute on the clock and go.
All right, so I don't know the status of Ray's sexuality, so I'm just going to start off there. I don't know truly, but I do know that he can shrink super small, which makes him able to evade any incoming attack from her, right? And then he's got an exosuit on top of that, which, like, if you know insects, they have that exoskeleton that allows them to take a lot of impact without it being deadly, right? So he's going to be able to withstand quite a surprising amount from her multi-weapon. And then he's going to be able to crawl like under her armor and disconnect it so that she only has clothes on. And then he can use his superior combat abilities to defeat her.
Which apparently involves sword proficiency, which could beat Alex's Kryptonian sword. Okay, so that is 1 minute on the clock. So live chat, vote for either Alex or Ray. In the
and remember, it's the arguments that have been told, not the argument that Leto and mine the gap set.
Yeah, don't look at those. Don't look at those in the chat. Avert your eyes. Turn away.
That was not said on this chat.
I said that he can shrink. I said that he can shrink.
You didn't say that he was going to take out an eyeball.
Leto went to a really dark place in that chat.
Oh, we got some.
Okay,
Alex.
We got some Alex. I think
fair.
Alex.
This is actually another fight that I would kind of like to see.
This is another fight that would actually be like an entertaining fight, unlike Sarah Lance and Brian the Alien.
All right, I think I'm going to call it. It looks like a lot of Alex in there, so Alex is going to win that fight.
I think it's the bold eyeshadow that keeps helping us
win.
Yeah.
She's
dedication
living
to
bold.
blue, the multi-weapon.
All right,
it's like a Swiss Army knife weapon. Takes it every time, I feel.
All right, so this next match is going to be a doozy. So let's see, actually, let's do, so it's going to be Steel versus Martian Manhunter, but since Martian Manhunter was a Team Mermaid character, Team Mermaid is going to argue on behalf of Martian Manhunter, and Team Werewolf is going to argue for Steel. So 1 minute on the clock, Team Mermaid, go.
He can read minds.
He can read minds. He's Space Dad. He takes good care of his space kids. He can fly. He's got,
what can Steel even do? What can he do? He's a replacement of like Superman in the 90s, like 90s comics. Hello, bye. We don't talk about 90s comics.
It's his own thing. He was head of the DEO until he left. He retired. He was like, no, not for me anymore. And then he went on like a spiritual quest, and then he became a detective, and then he did some other things, unspecified things in the last
He can
season.
read minds. Steel does not have any fire.
His mind reading and his he can shapeshift, so he could be anyone. You think you're talking to your best friend? No, it's John Jones. There he is.
And he's also meditates. We have to remember about his meditation.
He's got a meditation app on his phone, always ready.
All right, that's time up for Team Mermaid. So Team Werewolf is arguing in favor of Steel. Sarah, if you will begin, 1 minute on the clock. Go.
Okay, so last time I did mention that he can absorb energy and create a force field around himself, which I think is not something that Martian Manhunter can overcome. From an offensive perspective, we're talking about somebody who can also control metal, so Magneto. So any metal that is around, he can use as a projectile to essentially shred Martian Manhunter. I'm sorry. And it's true. Even the metal in the earth, right? There's metal in everything. So between his ability to create a force field and control metal around him and move metal, I think that he's got the win on this one.
Yeah, in season 1 of Superman and Lois, he took on Kryptonians. So I think that's something that Martian Manhunter really never proved himself doing in battling Kryptonians. He had to get rid of kryptonite in order to do that. So I think Steel's got him on that one. All right, so that is time up for all the arguments. So live chat, who are you going with in terms of arguments? Martian Manhunter or Steel? Put them in the chat.
I'm ready.
I think this is Martian Manhunter's matchup to lose.
As one of the Steel goes
gonna
in,
win.
but I think it's Martian Manhunter as well.
I think it's gotta be.
Steel is an actual like nano. He's like made of like nanobots, so he can change his shape. It's like
John's made out of Space Dad.
Jean one time wiped a whole memory, and left Alex with like Swiss cheese brain. Remember that?
but Steel could turn him into actual Swiss cheese body.
I hate to say it since I'm a competitor, but I think Martian Manhunter is taking this around because it looks like a lot of Jean/Space Dad in the chat. All right, so the next matchup is Alice versus Sarah. Now, these are both Team Werewolf characters. It looks like. So this might be a Sarah versus Rebecca matchup here.
Okay, I'm excited.
Ooh, go for it.
What are we doing?
All right, so I guess I will take the Alice here, and you can argue in favor of Sarah.
But Alice is my girl.
Okay, yeah, I can argue in favor of Sarah if you want to.
I think I know who's winning anyway.
Okay. All right, so Sarah's going to argue in favor of Alice, and I will take Sarah, and I guess I will defer to you of Team Werewolf first. So Sarah, you have 1 minute to argue in favor of Alice, and go.
I think that first of all, like it would be one of the hottest makeout scenes that I can imagine in the DC universe. So I'd like to start there. I think that she would try to seduce Sarah because she's a master manipulator. And then and of course, Sarah and Ava aren't together yet. And then I think that she would use that to her advantage and stab her with her butterfly knife, or again, perhaps remove her entire face and stitch on the face of one of the Legend's enemies so that the people on her own ship would think that she's an enemy and destroy her for Alice. I just think that this is something that she can accomplish. And I think that that's going to give it to her in the end.
All right, so that looks like Sarah's argument for Alice.
Sarah, you just wrote a whole fan fiction.
and I think it was pretty hot.
Yeah, go to AO3 in a couple of days, guys.
It's gonna be trending on AO3.
All right, I am arguing in favor of Sarah Lance. I've got a minute on the clock, and go. So let's see. Did it start? Okay, go. So I think that you could talk about their strengths and weaknesses, but I want to argue in favor of who's the more cutthroat sister, because Alice, she's maybe, done some things to Kate Kane. But I think Sarah Lance really was the one that really dug into Laurel Lance. She cheated on her on her sister with her boyfriend, and then she went and became an assassin and learned how to do some really nasty things, and joined a ragtag group of bad people, and then came back and then tried to make it be like it was no big deal when her sister Laurel went into this whole depression and substance abuse. So I think in my case, I just want to argue that Sarah is the more cutthroat sister. She's going to do what she can to win the match, and I just don't think that Alice can compete with that. All right, so time up for that one. So I got a lot out of that personally. So okay.
We should actually we should go more into depth on DC TV After Dark about this.
Tell us how you really feel.
Continue the fan fiction.
All right, live chat. You have to decide between the options of Alice or Sarah Lance. So put that in the live chat. Who is going to win that match?
I'm excited to see who wins from the outside.
Yeah, I honestly think I know who, but here's an Alice. There's
All right. I thought Sarah Lance was gonna take this.
Ooh, it seems like it's mixing.
All right.
Mix and matching.
Listen, I appreciate this, guys.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I appreciate it because I think that my cutthroat sister cuts a lot of throats.
I will say there's a lot more Sarah coming in,
but Alex has a respectable showing.
Listen,
we have the alien situation.
We have some representation here, which I really appreciate.
Maybe they meant Sarah with an H, and they're just voting for you.
They're like,
they could. I think that they really just appreciated my lesbian fan fiction. Which,
I think so.
Got really steamy for a minute.
we all know how hot that would be, and this is obviously pre-Ava for the shivers.
I like that you put that disclaimer in there so you wouldn't have to like hear. You wouldn't have to hear it from the Ava Land shivers.
Listen, I know.
All right, so I'm going to call it. It looks like a lot of Sarah in the chat. So Sarah has won that round. And so now it looks like we are going into, actually now we're in the semifinals. I read the bracket wrong. So it's coming down to 4 competitors. So we've got Barry versus Alex. So I think that is right. So Team Mermaid, if you're sticking with Alex, and Team Werewolf, we'll take Barry. So Team Mermaid, you have a minute on the clock. Argue for Alex.
What can't we say about Alex that we haven't already said? There's so much. She's such a loyal sister. She's such a great friend. She really likes blue eyeshadow. When she decided to be a superhero, she decided to go bold. She wasn't like, I'm not just going to do the eyeshadow. I'm going to do that little thing in my hair, that little blue braid in my hair. Do you know how long that probably takes her to put in? That's commitment right there. Alex Danvers is never giving up, no matter what. She
can probably defeat Kara, which we've already talked about. So if she could defeat Kara, why can't she think in her?
And we know Kara can Barry. And
exactly. She's smart.
Don't forget her hand of the soldier, her multi-tool. I don't think Barry has one of those. She's never destroyed the timeline. I think
she could take away his powers. I think she has the power to do that.
I think she could too.
Okay, that is time's up for Team Mermaid. Team Werewolf, we are arguing in favor of Barry. And Sarah, if you'll allow me to start this argument, I will start it. So minute on the clock, and I'm starting it now. I didn't hear a lot in that argument about why Alex would actually beat Barry, because a lot of that argument is about the hand of the soldier and all the cool things that Alex can kind of dream up with her Martian technology. But all Barry has to do is go over to Alex in super speed, take the hand of the soldier off her wrist, and boom, she has no powers. He could outrun her motorcycle. So she really doesn't have any way to compete with the fact that Barry can just remove all of her abilities from her. I don't know, Sarah, do you have anything you want to add?
He literally can run around her and punch a hole in space-time and push her into it. And there's not a lot that she can do because she just isn't fast enough to react.
He can also create tornadoes with his arms just by moving them real fast. So I think she's going to have a hard time standing on her feet.
Yeah, exactly. And if we're talking about death by 1,000 cuts, she is not fast enough to react to even little blows here and there. I think at the end of the day, it's the speed that wins this one.
Okay, all right.
I heard that Barry doesn't even have speed anymore. That's what I heard.
Oh, okay, all right. So time's up for Team Werewolf. Okay, live chat. Who do you think would win that matchup there? Would it be Alex or Barry? Put it in the chat.
Remember, Barry doesn't have eyeshadow.
Remember that. Yeah,
no eyeshadow.
How many times did Barry save himself with a pair of pants? I think it was 0.
0. Oh, we have a couple Alexes in there, surprisingly enough.
We got more than I thought.
We continue to get some Alexes mixed in with a lot of Barrys. Someone liked my argument about beating Kara.
Yeah, and Mark says Alex on the Alex beat Kara who beat Barry argument.
But Barry is argument. But Barry, but that was only one fight. Barry,
this is one fight.
This is just one fight too.
Yeah, but I think the like matchup of somebody who beats somebody with superpowers, you can't really use that because it's not based on strength alone. It's based on how powers match up.
There's so much Alex in this.
Alex
in this
is plucky
chat.
though. Alex is plucky. She just needs one good day, right? She's just gotta beat him once.
All right, there is a lot of Alex in the
There's
chat.
a lot of
so-
Alex. I'm surprised.
Surprised too.
I'm
Alex,
not.
Good for
Alex
eyeshadow.
Danvers.
Good for
Alex Danvers has made it to the final round, so we're
I
going to
can't. Now that it's done, I'm gonna say I can't believe Barry Allen lost to Alex Danvers.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
we have one more matchup to do, and then we're going to pit the two winners up for the final round. So the next matchup that we have is Martian Manhunter versus Sarah Lance. So Team Mermaid, how would Martian Manhunter beat Sarah Lance? You have a minute on the clock and go.
Sarah's gone through a lot in life, and she has a hardened shell, but I think sometimes she's reliving that trauma. So Martian Manhunter his power is to control minds.
All he's got to do is get in there, get in that mind, start mining that trauma. He could pretend to be maybe like somebody she killed during the League of Assassins, because remember he can shapeshift. She wouldn't know. She'd be like, "Oh my God, how is this happening?" Boom. He's like phasing through a wall at her.
He could actually make her kill people that she loves too. We don't want to see that, but he could do that, and that would break Sarah's heart, break her to pieces.
Yeah, he can get in the mind. He can get in her mind. Like, what is she gonna do when he's in her mind? He can also fly. I feel like that's pretty important. She can't.
Sarah
fly.
can't.
She cannot.
Sarah,
No.
He lift Sarah and just drop her.
Yeah, he can just fly her up and just be like, "Boop, sorry, bye." He doesn't even have to deal with the mind stuff.
All right, that sounds like the end of Team Mermaid's argument. So Team Werewolf, we are arguing in favor of Sarah Lance versus Martian Manhunter. Sarah, would you like to begin?
Sure. I do think that we have seen Sarah Lance again and again defy these kinds of odds, because she will prove that despite the trauma that she's been through, she can overcome, because the mission and the fight is the most important thing to her. So I think that she overcomes by force of will his brain control powers. And I also think that her ability to use any combat style and weapon, and she's also kind of a slyer fighter than him. So I think that she's going to win that way too. Rebecca, I want to give you some time.
Yeah, I heard that Sarah couldn't fly, but she can with the Wave Rider. She can hop on the Wave Rider and go into different time periods. And I think Martian Manhunter is such a space dad that he wouldn't want to fight Sarah. He'd be mushy inside. So I think that's how Sarah goes over the top. All right, so that's time for Team Werewolf. So live chat, you have to decide: is it Martian Manhunter or is it Sarah Lance?
This is also another fight I'd like to see.
I would also like to see this.
Because Martian Manhunter does have a lot of powers.
He does.
He does.
Yeah, but she does too. And she's such an incredible fighter. Not that he's not either, but I think that he relies on his powers more than, she can't.
All right, we've got some votes coming in. Yeah.
Oof. This is a tough one. I'm seeing a lot. I think
Sarah has 5.
I'm seeing a lot of Sarah.
Martian Manhunter has, I think, a 7.
Martian Manhunter might be turning the tide here.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Martian Manhunter. So I'm calling it. I think Martian Manhunter wins this round. He is going to the final round, and this is quite the matchup.
This is going to be an emotional one.
Yeah, this is going to be. I can't believe we got here.
All right. So now we are in the final round, and we will get to that. All right. So according to my bracket, it is Alex Danvers versus Martian Manhunter.
Oh my God!
This is dad versus daughter.
Yeah, and these are both both Team Mermaid characters.
Yes.
Oh geez.
So,
oh no.
Morgan and Kat are going to have to debate
we need
each
to
other.
Turn against each other here.
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay.
This is what I've been. This is my destiny.
All right, so Morgan, I'm going to give you Alex Danvers, and Kat, I'm going to give you Martian Manhunter. Morgan, if you will start arguing in favor of Alex Danvers, you have a minute on the clock, and go.
Now, Alex Danvers is really plucky. I think that's what we need to keep in mind. And she's really single-minded. So even though Space Dad and her have like a deep connection, like a father-daughter thing, I think if it needs to get done, she's going to do it. I don't think Martian Manhunter, I don't think John Jones has it in him to hurt Alex, but I think that Alex could get it done, if she had to. She's got that hand of the soldier. He gave it to her, so that would be kind of a bummer, but she'll take him down with it. She's been a leader of people. She's a scientist also. She is a superhero. Now she's a mom. She's every woman. Hear her roar. If she needs to save Kara, she'll take that grass. She doesn't even care about it. She'll just rip it out of the earth, and don't think that she won't rip him out of the sky if she needs to. Alex Danvers is ready for anything. Case closed.
Okay, all right. So now Kat has to argue in favor of Martian Manhunter. You have a minute on the clock, and go.
Martian Manhunter is a meditator. He is a calm as a cucumber. That's what it means to be a detective. You got to pull yourself out of a situation. Alex, on the other hand, anytime something goes wrong, she gets a little upset. She's just like, I got to put on this blue eyeshadow. And you know what? I don't think, this whole entire time I thought the blue eyeshadow was a strength. It's a weakness. Martian Manhunter doesn't need blue eyeshadow to run the world. He is a space dad. He's been doing it for a while. And also he has powers. Alex does not even have powers. He can read her mind. He knows all her weaknesses without reading her mind, because she's always, he's always the shoulder that she cried on. So he literally knows every weakness of Alex without even reading her mind. He can fly. Alex cannot. He's just, and also let me just add, he's a good boy. He's a good dude, a good hang.
It's very, very important to these arguments. Okay, live chat. Who are you going to pick for this final round in the Heroes bracket? Are you going to go with Alex Danvers or Martian Manhunter? Put it in the chat.
I like how all of Kat's arguments eventually are just like, he's a good boy, she's a good girl. Like you're talking about your favorite pet.
I will say, when the villains, if we did a villains one, it's just like, he's a bad boy, he's a bad girl.
Oh my god. Okay, well, this is more
split.
Oh, this is more split than I thought. Although it's I don't know. Seems like it might be turning towards you, Kat.
I hope so, because the argument of a good boy is always
it's hard to argue with. Remember her eyeshadow, though, you guys. Remember how bold it is.
And remember how John used that against her.
What if John just insults her eyeshadow and she's just can't take it? That's her one weak spot.
Again, she cried on his shoulder so many times. That could be the thing that she cried about. It's like, no one likes my eyeshadow.
Why doesn't anyone like my eyeshadow? Blue is a great color.
All right, I'm seeing a lot of Martian Manhunter in the chat, so I'm going to give it to Martian Manhunter, who is the winner of the Heroes bracket.
Oh my god!
That means Kat's the winner.
Team Mermaid is the winner of the Heroes bracket. All right, so the next one that we
got
need to
a lot of wins in that first round. I'm just gonna say.
I mean, that's not how March Madness works.
All right, so now we're moving on to the villains bracket. If you all have the time to do it. All right, so live chat, I need 8 Supergirl villains. So if you'll give me 8 Supergirl villains in the live chat, that will help us create the bracket. So just
remember, bad boys and bad girls. That's what we're looking for. They're not bad.
Think about a character when you're like, and that's the character we want.
Yeah. And we want them to be like, that's why you like them, because they're a little bad.
All right, so who do we have in the chat so far? Okay, I see a Rain in there.
She's a good girl.
All right, so it looks like we got
Monel.
Monel.
Livewire Indigo is who I'm seeing. What else do we have in the chat there?
I saw Cars Love Life as a villain.
That doesn't necessarily count. Let's see. Oh, Vita, the dumb one. Oh, that's a good one. So Team Mermaid's going to have to argue in favor of Vita. That's going to be interesting.
I don't even know her.
Oh, Grace, the World Killer. That's a good one. All right. I'll just put
Vita?
Grace.
Oh, I don't know Vita.
All right.
I should know
let's
Vita, though.
see. Selena. We can put Selena in there. That's a good choice. And this is Selena from the Supergirl TV series, not the film. Sai, that's a good one. We can use that.
How is nobody putting my boy Ramakant in here? Do people just not want me to be great?
Try to pick some of the earlier season guys. That way I know who they are. Like season 4 and back.
All right. I'm going to
see Lex in there.
Lex with a question mark.
How about Lena?
I'm making a judgment call on the last one. Okay. All right. So now we need 8 Arrowverse villains. So these are characters not on Supergirl, but we need them on any Arrowverse TV show.
Bebo doesn't count. Big Bebo might count. No, he can't count.
Is Bebo like a hero or a villain? I think
I think he's an anti-hero.
I think Bebo is true neutral.
I think Bebo is. I agree with you, Kat. I think he's an anti-hero, like a Tony Soprano.
Bebo, no.
Bebo's like gabagool.
Bebo is chaotic neutral.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
I think
he's not a good boy. He's not a bad boy. He's a neutral boy.
He's a neutral boy.
Or a girl. We actually don't know.
We don't know anything about
Or
Bebo,
a non-binary friend.
Bebo could be non-binary.
Mm-hmm.
That's
my headcanon.
Damian Dark. I see a lot of Flash characters, but if anybody has any other characters, let's see. I see Malcolm Merlin in
There's
there.
other shows. There's that Stargirl.
I really like that Alice was represented
a hero.
in Heroes.
I know.
Oh, whoops. Oh well. We goofed that up, I guess.
She's the hero of my heart and my
Wouldn't it be funny
fiction.
if she had went all the way and she won it?
Just won as the hero.
The Heroes tournament.
That's
I can't believe Martian Manhunter won.
She's the hero in my
Rip Hunter. Count Rip Hunter. I think he's a villain.
All right, I'm gonna put Rip Hunter in here.
I like it.
That's true.
And so many arguments for Rip.
Will
Alice be in it again?
Let's see.
It's an all Alice bracket. It's just all.
Where's
Alice
Nissa?
Alice.
Is Nissa
what
a villain?
other shows are there?
Yeah,
started as one.
I feel like she's more. Isn't she more kind of like gray?
She's like Bebo.
More gray.
She became.
You said gay.
That area. She's in that area too.
Let's see. I am just gonna pick one from the chat. This will be a good one to add in. Okay, so now we have our bracket, and it looks like our first matchup is going to be Rain. Team Mermaid will have Rain, and Team Werewolf will have Savitar. So this is Rain versus Savitar. So Team Mermaid, you're gonna have a minute to argue on behalf of Rain. So 1 minute on the clock and go.
Rain,
the mom.
She's a mom, first of all, so she's always gonna have snacks in her purse. Don't worry. Like, you might be getting like in the middle of the fight. You're like, oh, I wish I'd eaten lunch. Don't worry. She's got like a snack pack in there. She's getting out some goldfish. She's good.
And also
she's
she had
really
a dual
powerful.
identity. She had a dual identity. So that means like she was 2 people in one. So that's pretty strong.
I think it's important to note that she like beat up Supergirl. She like beat her up. She put her down. And
her kid could probably beat her up too.
Everybody could beat up Supergirl from Rain's area.
Now talking about that, the other Flash guy though, he's Simo Barry.
Yeah,
like,
he's just like a
sucks.
sad fairy. Oh no, I'm so sad.
Rain's actually powerful.
Rain is powerful. She has snacks in her purse, and she's beat up Supergirl. Beat that, Savitar.
All right, so time's up. So we'll since we're going long, I underestimated how long this would take. We may have to break this up into 2 different episodes, if that's okay.
I think that's smart.
We could do a villains episode.
Yeah, we could do a villains episode.
Could we just think about bringing Alice back?
We can think about it.
Maybe we put a hero in Alice's place, since we put a. Well, I don't know.
I just want to talk about Alice.
Sarah just loves Alice so much.
She's my favorite character. She just
wants to keep the Alice going.
Listen, if you guys tune into the next episode of DC TV After Dark, I will talk about Alice a lot.
All right, so I think what we're gonna do, since we're close to 2 hours, I think we'll keep the argument that Team Mermaid just made for Rain. I'll maybe make a clip out of that so we can replay it next time, so you don't have to redo it. But we'll pick back on the first round and just do a whole villains bracket. And then we'll probably be able to do the hero versus villain as well. So now that we have the 1 minute countdown, I think that's the better way to go. It speeds things up a little bit.
We had a lot of thoughts and feelings in the first couple rounds, but maybe too much.
Maybe a little too much. So I think we'll just continue this next week if you all have time. And the Morgan Glennon Podcast Universe has that in the schedule to come back and join us. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to stop down on the villains bracket. Since we did run along. But that's going to do it for this first round of March Madness with the, let's see, who won the first round? That was Martian Manhunter. So we did pick a heroic villain. Team Mermaid did pull that out with Martian Manhunter. So next week we will pick the villain in the bracket, and hopefully my PowerPoint will work then. I'll figure that out. But thank you to both of our teams for joining us. Sorry that Amy couldn't make it for the whole time. She kind of came in, made a few good arguments, and then had to duck out. So hopefully we'll maybe get her next time. But thank you to Kat and Sarah for joining us on Supergirl Radio here. Would you like to tell people where they can find you on the internet? Kat, I guess we'll start with you.
At Comic Uno is the best place. We actually have another Kickstarter coming up soon. I know on Legends of Tomorrow, we're not going to have one soon. We're having one April 11th. So get ready for that. We have a lot of Kickstarters coming up. So definitely go follow me at Comic Uno and go check out the Legends of Tomorrow podcast. We have a lot of fun stuff coming up, including Drunk Riverdale. So get ready.
Yeah. Go to our Twitter at legends_podcast at twitter.com and vote on our first round of Riverdale March Madness, because whatever episode reigns victorious from that, we're all going to watch. We don't really watch Riverdale, so we're going to watch it without context. There's going to be maybe a drinking game involved. It's basically, in some ways, like Sarah's revenge, even though she wasn't involved in this.
If Sarah watched Riverdale, then we really could have had that revenge.
It would be out of context for me, too.
All right, so Sarah, how can people follow you on the internet?
I am at Fully Mad Sarah. Everywhere there are social medias, Instagram, Twitter, all the others. I talk about a lot of nerdy stuff. Lately, also K-pop.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you to both of you for hanging out with us tonight. If you want to leave at this time, we're just going to be doing some Supergirl Radio business to wrap it up. So once we get this video started, you can then duck out if you need to. And so let's get to some Supergirl Radio and some DC TV plugs. If you would like to contact Supergirl Radio, you can post a comment on our website at supergirlradio.com. You can email us at supergirlradio@gmail.com. If you'd like to leave us a voicemail, you can call us at 678-718-7252. You can like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram, all at Supergirl Radio. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Podchaser, and Spotify, where we also have a Spotify playlist that includes music featured on and inspired by the CW's Supergirl TV series. We are listed on DC's fan page, which you can find at dccomics.com/DC-fans. If you like what we do, we encourage you to give us a rating and write us a review on Apple Podcasts. If you enjoy our Supergirl Radio live streams, make sure to subscribe to the DC TV Podcast YouTube channel and hit that notification bell to get notified when we go live and Wired. DCTV Podcast also has a TeePublic store, so if you're in need of new DCTV related t-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts, onesies, mugs, notebooks, pillows, or stickers, go to supergirlradio.com and click on the TeePublic store link at the top of the page.
Supergirl Radio, Superman and Lois Radio, The Flash Podcast, and Legends of Tomorrow Podcast, Black Lightning Podcast, Batwoman Podcast 2, and Titans and Doom Patrol Podcast just for you. Justice League Dark Podcast, Green Lantern Podcast, Stargirl Podcast, Strange Adventures Podcast, and finally my favorite of the bunch, DCTV After Dark, where you're allowed to say f***.
That was awesome.
It's a great one. It gets me every time.
Who sang that?
That was Madeline, one of our listeners. Yeah.
That was fucking amazing. Oh, are we still live?
I'll just have to make it explicit. It's fine.
Rebecca's might have to go back in and beep it.
You know that when you have me on, you got to bleep me out at least twice.
It's the consequence that I'm willing to take. So no problems.
And since we met up for another game night this week, we have some brand new Supergirl Radio exclusive game night designs.
Yeah, so this actually came as a suggestion from one of our listeners and Patreon supporters, Dr. Nicole Green, to do something like this in a series of t-shirts, mugs, all kinds of things. So if you want to get something for your next game night or for our next game night, we may be playing this bracket for a long time.
You could be playing this forever.
So you might want to go pick up something from the DCTV Podcast at TeePublic store from the new line, I guess we could say. The new line of Supergirl Radio Game Night, the collection. The Supergirl Radio Game Night collection. And whoever wins the tournament, I think maybe Supergirl Radio should buy the winning team some game night stuff. So maybe that'll be a reward for everyone playing to win. So maybe that'll be something that we do. But you can go pick that stuff up in the TeePublic store now if you would like to. And we also need to thank our Legion of super sponsors. Those people are Michael, Sam, Anne-Marie, Yvonne, Quinn, Nicola, Leslie, Abby, Ermgard, Miriam, Nicole, Lizeth, Faith, Brian, and Ethan. If you would like to support Supergirl Radio, you can do that at patreon.com/Supergirl Radio. We have 4 monthly levels. So we appreciate you doing that if you would like to support Supergirl Radio with the Patreon. And you can find me on various places. I'm on the social media platform Vero at Derby Kid, where I share some things there. I'm also at the Derby Kid on Instagram, where I take a few pictures and put them up there, so you can see those and check those out. I'm also on YouTube at a personal YouTube channel that I have, youtube.com/DuckMilkProd. I'm still doing my Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice critical reception analyses. That's going to go on for a while. So
that's your March Madness bracket, except it's been like a year of March Madness.
I've been doing it for a very long time, and we'll still have many more to cover. So if you like live streams and want to talk about art criticism, come join me on Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern as I read through those reviews and critique the reviews, review the reviews, as it were. If you also are interested and you're feeling a little charitable, I have some links in the video description and the audio podcast show notes to help out my friend Mike, who's raising money for Make-A-Wish. Mike is a big DC fan. He got me hooked on Teen Titans and reading some comics from the 1980s. So if you want to help out a fellow DC fan, he is raising money for a really great charity. So thank you in advance if you're able to do that.
Yeah, that's a really great cause. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at Mojotastic. You can also find me as a co-host of the Legends of Tomorrow podcast. We are going to be doing our fan feedback episode. So if you have fan feedback about season 7 of Legends of Tomorrow, you should send that to us on Twitter, on Facebook, and at our email address, which is thelegendspodcast@gmail.com. I want to ask that you send us fan feedback and you don't sign up for a Match.com account with our email address. which someone actually did. You know what? She's getting some very medium matches though, so it's tough out there. Is what I'm learning. But anyway, you can also. It's awesome. The best. It's honestly kind of the best. We're not really sure what to do about it, but good luck out there. You can also find me as a co-host on DC TV After Dark with Sarah, where we ask the mermaid versus werewolf question. And then later on, I will malign your answer on a podcast in about a year. So like I did to Rebecca.
Yeah, we're sorry about that, Rebecca.
But we just had a new episode drop with Andy, and we're planning our next episode. Planning is a new feeling for us, so we're excited about it.
Yeah.
Oh, Rebecca's muted.
Oh, you're on mute, my friend.
Why did I mute myself? That's very strange. Well, I'm very excited about new DC TV After Dark, so I'm glad y'all are doing more podcasts, even though you maybe got my answer wrong, and I felt very offended about it. But
so sorry.
We're so sorry. Just thought you were on my side.
This is what happens when we wait a year.
We might have learned a valuable lesson about how long you should wait between podcast episodes.
Well, normally I am on your side, Morgan, but in this crucial, very important discussion,
you are on the right team.
On the right team, yes.
Yep.
All right. Well, cool. Well, I think that's going to do it for this episode of Supergirl Radio. But until next time, I'm still Rebecca Johnson.
And I'm still Morgan Glennon. And thanks for helping us decide the winner of one of our March Madness tournaments.
McGurk! I love typing.
Not mess with my Google Docs, Meeksy.
Supergirl Radio is going live every night of the week. How do you like it? Is becoming a human burrito a plus or a minus? I don't know. It does seem snug.
I mean, they say you are what you eat.
Kira.
I love that.
So I do a podcast called Supergirl Radio, and one of our segments is Lena Luthor, Boardroom or Ballroom, because
she looks like a boss in this coat.
Nasty Luthor like a different Luthor? It's not just Lena being mean?
No.
Helen Slater here. So fun to know that you're hosting a podcast called Supergirl Radio.
Yeah!